Okay, I'm going to show you on the 4 shooters here what we were talking about on the phone yesterday. As they're set up in line, they all shoot the same direction. However, it's easy to be able to shoot a mom and pop out of here, where you can have one shoot to the left, for instance, and one shoot to the right. The way you would do that is you'll unscrew your screws on the main bar here, unscrewed on both ends. Simply pull the bar out, pull your spacers off, slide the firing mechanism off, turn it around, put it back on, screw your screws back in. So you can have number 1 and 2 shooting this way, you can have number 3 and 4 shooting that way, or you can have number 1 this way, number 2 that way, 3 this way, 4 that way. Pretty simple to reconfigure it. With the Sport Dog electronics, and I hope you can see this, I've got this set on launcher number 1, and what that means is I'm using the top row right here. This is launcher number 1, and I've got it set on the first firing mechanism, or firing tube, which would be this one right here. So I'm going to push my button, my sound button, and I don't have a Sport Dog hooked up, receiver hooked up onto this, but I'm going to push my sound button, quack, quack, quack. I'm going to push my fire button, and you can see number 1 on the screen there. Number 1 is going to shoot. So if I've got it set up so number 1 shoots to the left, and then the number 2 shoots to the right, then I simply go on the right side of the transmitter and move the 1 up to a 2, and you can see that. Press my fire button, and it shoots number 2 that way. Now we've got number 3 set up to shoot to the left, and let's say that the dog gets out. You've shot a mom and pop double, number 1, number 2, and the dog gets out there and gets lost on number 1, and you can't find the bumper that went to the left, so you move your transmitter up to number 3, which is going to shoot the same way. Push your fire button, and you're going to shoot one over there to the left and help the dog out so you don't have to handle him on a mark. You can also set up 2 of these together, where this is launcher number 1, which I'm on the top row here, number 1. If I if I don't want to set them up so they're alternating or in another configuration than in line, then I've got launcher number 2 set up here, and it's simply the same way. Go back down to number 1, which is going to shoot the first firing tube, and push my sound button, quack, 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 push my fire button, and then it's going to fire off of that one. Move it up to the second one, shoot it again, number 3, shoot again, number 4, shoot it again. So that's how the inline 4s work. Like I said, you can alternate them, have 2 going one way, 2 going the other way. And with the Sport Dog electronics, the thing I like about it is you can decide which one that you want to shoot depending on which direction that you want to shoot it and what you need for your dog. The 8 shooters, however, are set up a little bit different configuration as far as the stand. You can see that they all point one direction, and because of the way that they're set up on the frame there, there's no way to alternate those back and forth. But you still can go number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what I use every day when I train my dogs. As far as bumpers that fit on these, there's a variety of bumpers that go on them. You can use the little balls. These things shoot a mile. If you want to shoot something out onto an island or a real big throw out in the field, the way that I regulate the distance on them is with a piece of 1-inch PVC pipe, and that determines how far down on a tube that the ball actually goes. You can put it there, there, or you can take the PVC off, slide it all the way down. Some people like the canvas bumpers, the black and white bumpers, with or without a tail, depending on what you're going to, what your personal preference is. And then some people like the all-white bumpers, and this one has a tail on it, obviously, and they slide right on the tube, and they shoot off just like they should. You can, like I said, you can regulate the distance on that by how long your PVC pipe is that you put on there if you choose to put one on. Then also the 22 blanks that go in the firing mechanism here. There's 4 different levels, green, brown, yellow, and red. The red is the hottest one. It shoots the farthest. But you can regulate the distance on your throw by your spacer on the tube if you use one, and then the type of shell that you put in the launcher. On my 8 shooters that I use every day, I use the Sport Dog electronics on it. You can see the speaker is built right into it. It's pretty simple to pair to your transmitter. Push the button down till you get a P on the screen, which I've got the P on here right now. I'm going to take my transmitter and I'm going to pair this onto the, number 1. So while I've got the P there for program, I press my top button. You can see the P is flashing. That's going to tell me that I'm paired up to the top line here, which is number 1. Then I hit my sound button, and then I fire it. So you can use the sound if you want to simulate the sound out in the field, or if you need your dog to look at the launcher or to look in the right direction. The sound is a pretty good sound, and it's built right in the receiver. Then you push your fire button for whichever one you want to fire, and it's going to fire off. So I'm back to my 8 shooter now, and I've shot my bumpers off. My dogs have retrieved them, done whatever I needed for them to do, and I'm ready to reload. Pretty simple to reload these things. Make sure I'm doing one here that you can see it pretty well. Simply reach up under here, push the clip, the firing mechanism opens up, your 22 shell pops out, put another one in, close it up, pull it back to cock, and you're ready to go again.